In this presentation, we'll be taking a look at expanding our visual storytelling skills, and that will be through the use of an extreme close-up, which is also known as a detail shot. We'll also see how you can crop a photo to simulate an extreme close-up, although this approach is somewhat degrading to image quality, or you can use specialized lenses that provide a much greater degree of magnification with much greater degree of image quality. Close-up photography simply means the subject is focused closer to the camera than what we consider a normal camera to subject distance. In this example, I used a 50mm lens and focused just as closely as I could on the approximately 2-inch large fishing lure, and the ruler is just there for reference. I was then cropped the photo, which can make the subject appear much larger, but as I said earlier, that's at the cost of image quality. Instead of cropping the image and degrading that image quality, photographers use specialized micro or macro lenses. I shot this photo using my 105mm AF micro lens that has a magnification ratio of 1 to 2.8. This particular lens is also very useful as a portrait photography lens as well as for the extreme close-ups. Magnification of the subject can be further increased by using a macro extension tube, and in this case I used a 36mm extension tube. Or you can use a bellows extension or both of these items in concert. Using these items will give you a much larger magnification. Working close-up is certainly somewhat different than working at a normal distance. Depth of field decreases as the subject is focused closer, and aperture really matters. A 50mm lens placed about 12 inches from the subject only has a depth of field about 1/16 of an inch when using an f4 aperture opening. By comparison, at f11 the depth of field increases to about ½ an inch, and at f22 the depth of field increases almost to an inch. The amount that an image is magnified is expressed as a ratio. A 50mm lens's maximum magnification is about 10%, and so that would look like 0.1x. And that's of the subject size, and if it was expressed as that ratio, it would be 1 to 10. A life-size image, such as that on the right, the ratio would be expressed as 1 to 1. The best practice is to shoot an extreme close-up of a person doing something that's easily recognizable. Focus really close on your subject to get details. Instead of photographing just the fishing lure alone, storytelling requires context, such as this close-up of a fishing lure being tied to the line. Here's a very pleasing image of a really nice, plump, juicy strawberry. But I ask you, what's missing from this photo that would make it more visually appealing? Context is everything in photography, and as the subject enjoys a plump strawberry, it's far more visually appealing than the photograph of just the fruit alone. What we want is a close-up view of something we wouldn't normally see or think about. And you really need to get creative with your subject matter. Of course, candid is always best, but posing may be necessary. And it doesn't take much imagination at all to realize this photo was about some people playing Monopoly. This tells us an immediate visual story as well about someone who's making a pot in a ceramics class or a pottery class. Now this photo is very close up, but it really just identifies the cat rather than telling a story. Although, if looks could kill, it might tell a different story too. In summary, regarding the extreme close-up, we want to get a very close-up view of an activity or an event or something that's occurring that we wouldn't normally see. It will require a specialized lens, or you can really simulate an extreme close-up by getting in as close as you can with your focusing, but then cropping it more tightly. And the best practice is absolutely to provide some context for a storytelling photo. Don't just photograph an item, photograph something that tells a story. So see Canvas for complete assignment details, and good luck!